Hi everyone, this Buddhism revision video is on the Buddhist life today. It's a topic that you will find in Unit 4 of your GCSE exam. So the learning outcomes for this video are to identify the key features of the Buddhist life, explain how modern life could help or hinder the Buddhist life, and assess whether it is easy or hard to live the Buddhist life today. Linking this to exam questions, we can see that in 2010 this question came up. Living as a Buddhist is easier today. Do you agree? Give reasons for your opinion. Give reasons why someone may disagree with you. That's a 6-mark question. The following year this question came up. Explain why some people might find it easy to live the Buddhist life today. That's an 8-mark question. It's very likely that a question either identical or similar to one of these two questions is going to come up in this year's exam, so it's important that we feel confident on this topic. The main element of the Buddhist way of life is the Eightfold Path. That's what it's really all about. Now, I'm not going to talk at length about the Eightfold Path in this video. I'm going to go on to the 5 pencils. If you need to learn more about the Eightfold Path, watch the revision video on that specific topic. So the 5 pencils are the 5 rules, the 5 precepts which Buddhists vow to uphold. When a person vows to uphold when they become a Buddhist, you have to accept these 5 rules if you're going to be a Buddhist, and they are not to kill anything, not to steal anything, not to lie, and to refrain from sexual misconduct, for example cheating on people, and to refrain from taking intoxicants which cloud the mind, because from the Buddhist point of view we've already got a distorted view of reality, and there's no benefit in making our view of the world around us even more distorted with drink or drugs. So those are the key features of the Buddhist life, the 5 pencils and the Eightfold Path, so we can give that the Mr. Pales tick and move on to our second learning outcome. Explain how modern life could help or hinder the Buddhist life. So our culture, people often say, is very sexualized. This is an example. We've got Kelly Brook there standing in front of a gigantic poster of herself wearing nothing but a pair of trainers. Is this helpful to the Buddhist way of life? Well, not really. It kind of hinders the Buddhist life. Why? Because it's a distraction from the spiritual life. Rather than concentrating on enlightenment, it encourages you to think about material goods, in this case a pair of trainers. You know, you must have this pair of trainers in order to be happy, and it links the trainers to sexual desire. By whoever's done the advert here has asked Kelly Brook to take all her clothes off to make that link, and adverts very often do that, make that link. Why is this a problem? Well, according to the Four Noble Truths, which is the basis of all of Buddhism, desire causes suffering. It causes dissatisfaction in our mind. If we can go beyond selfish desire, then actually we achieve this wonderful state of being perfectly satisfied and happy, according to the Buddha. However, it's not all bad. We have things like fair trade, something very important in our school. Why does this help the Buddhist way of life? Well, it can help make the world a better place. It can give people the opportunity to make ethical consumer choices, and you can work for an ethical business. How can we link that to the Buddhist way of life? Well, the one element of the Eightfold Path is right livelihood. So if you were working for a business like this, that would be right livelihood, but also buying fair trade could be seen as right action. Also, we live today in a multicultural, multi-religious society, and we have freedom of religion. So how can we link that to the Buddhist way of life? Well, it means Buddhists are free to take refuge in the 3 jewels. You'll find information about what I mean by that in other revision videos. But essentially, if you're a Buddhist in this country, nobody can force you to be anything else. However, That's actually not the case all over the world. That's in the West, in this country, that's definitely true, but in some countries Buddhists suffer persecution. So the link to the Buddhist life is that they do not have the freedom to genuinely take refuge in the Dharma, in the Buddhist teachings. Also, we have the problem of peer pressure to join in binge drinking and drug culture. That's part of the modern day life in Britain. Lots of people indulging in this. How does that link to the Buddhist way of life? Well, obviously there is in the 5 precepts, the 5 pansils, this idea that you shouldn't take intoxicants, but it also links to right mindfulness, because if you're smashed off your face, you're not engaging in right mindfulness. But on the positive side, again, we have lots of Buddhist centres in the world today, including all around this country, and they can provide support and guidance for people and provide a community unlike the community that you can see in this picture here. So that links to the idea of taking refuge in the Sangha, in the Buddhist community. So hopefully that little talk through, that little worksheet, will help you meet this learning outcome, explain how the modern life could help or hinder the Buddhist life. So we'll give that a Mr. Powers tick. If you need to replay the video, just go ahead. Finally, we've got to assess whether it is easy or hard to live the Buddhist life today. So this is an exam question from 2010. We're going to give this a go now. So here's a model answer. Living as a Buddhist is easy today. I disagree with this statement because the world today is full of distractions from the spiritual life. For example, TV, magazines and the internet are full of adverts which are designed to make people desire material things. The Buddha taught that suffering is caused by desiring things which cannot bring us lasting happiness. Modern day culture is also highly sexualized, which makes it more difficult for Buddhists to maintain right mindfulness in their daily lives. Now we've got 1 developed reason, that's the first one, and 1 brief reason, 3 out of 3. Someone might disagree with me because Buddhist communities are found all over the world. Also in the UK we live in a multi-faith society where people have freedom of religion. In addition, you can find Buddhist centres all over the UK that provide Buddhists with support and guidance. That's 3 brief reasons, a total of 6 out of 6 A star. So we can give that learning outcome the Mr. Powers tick. Okay, so that's our 3 learning outcomes met. Thank you very much for watching this video. Best of luck with the exam.